I've been working on a curriculum that's based on the tablet, and for a while I had a great experience of working with game developers. These are all, they're kids basically, and their job is to develop a game that attracts kids, and once the kids start playing, they can't stop. In other words, they're motivating the kids to come to the game and stay in the game. And once they stop, they want to go back. And so I started getting interested in their motivation. They've spent millions doing motivation research. How do you get people to stay in the game and want to come back? And I thought, that's something we ought to know as educators. And I was thinking they would discover the same things we had discovered in our motivation research. It wasn't true. Because their way of thinking is different than ours. We think about kids and what's good for them. We think about principals, what's good for them. Think about teachers and what's good. They don't think that. They think, what will make them laugh? What will be fun? What will be cool to them? So they're thinking about the user, making them happy. That's their whole job. How can I make the user happy? So this is what they've learned. So one of the things is, they call it low threshold feedback. It's actually related to what Dylan Williams talks about, that David has talked about. Low threshold feedback is when you're playing a game, you know those funny noises it's always making? You pull back the thing and it goes, and you go, and boom, always making little noises. That's the low threshold feedback. The little wiggling and glowing and everything. And what's going on there? When they explained it to me, I got chills because it reminded me of something from graduate school that Piaget had said, but I haven't heard since. They said the player, the main motivation for playing the game is that you are causing everything that happens. You are the cause of the action. You're the power. You're in charge. You're making it happen. And you have to constantly remind the player that they are the cause. If you watch 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, or kids especially, they do stuff just to see what happens. They're doing stuff just to be the cause of what happens. And sometimes they'll do things to make you mad, just to be the cause of why you're mad. In class, too. And so I'm thinking about this constant, and they're talking about multiple times per second, not once every 5 minutes. It's sort of constant. And I'm thinking about this, well, we sort of do that when we teach, don't we? Wait a minute. Sit there, be quiet, listen to me, do what I tell you. I don't think so. So how should the game respond? Suppose the game, in one way or another, has the kid adding 3 plus 5, and the kid puts 9. What do we as educators do? There are systems, whether it's a computer system or it's a classroom system, mainly we mark it wrong. What does a game do? The game will there'll be some concrete visual representation of the numbers. So it says, it's asking for 3 plus 5, and he'll take 9 little blocks. And the game will take the 9 that the kid said and try to make them fit in a space where only 8 will fit. And it will go, and it will try really hard before finally giving up. So it obeys the kid and tries to do what the kid told it to do. And in the process, the kid will see it's too big to fit. And then it will try again. The kid will try again. And maybe they'll try a 7. And then the 7, there's too much space and they wiggle and fall out. And he'll do the 8. And after he's done the 8, it'll go, yay, you did 8, you got it right. It won't remember that he tried 9 and 7. He'll get the same badge as the kid who got 8 the first time he did it. So now I'm thinking, all right, we're teaching a chapter on long division. Some kids get it on day 3, so they get A's on all the quizzes, all the homework, participation. Another kid's struggling and struggling, flunks all the quizzes, doesn't finish the homework, doesn't participate. But 3 days before the end of
the chapter, he finally gets it. And he gets them right on the test. So if we're asking the question, who learned long division? The answer to the question for that kid's the same as the kid who got it right from the beginning. These two kids learn long division, but our system doesn't treat them that way. It averages in all that failure. One gets an A and one gets a C. Even though, so if you think about the mindset motivation, are we teaching these kids that you can learn to be smarter in math by learning stuff? That you can change how good at math you are by learning stuff? We'd want to treat them like the game treats them. But instead we're telling the kid, hey kid, you're a C. Forget long division, you're a C. This is about you. These grades are grading you, they're not grading whether you know long division. So even in our grading practices, we're reinforcing the opposite of what we should be doing in terms of motivation.